Hey guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I've got some fucking bones to pick.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got some fucking bones to pick.
Okay, Miss Thing. What?
You know, I read a, you know, I did it. I dipped into the comments the other day on the YouTube. I dipped into them.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say. You fucks. Somebody wrote, Gabby better not turn into Korean Fisher. They're so depressed. She's so sad. Hey, fuck you. And I'm going to say this. We are human fucking beings. We are not little court fucking jesters, bitch. Here's the thing about being like public figures. When you're going through shit in your life, it seeps into your work, and it's hard. And it's hard to show up for your job sometimes when you are on the brink of suicide. But guess what? We show up because it's our jobs. And sometimes for a couple months, I might be so fucking depressed. But here we are. So suck my balls with your, I thought you so wet blanket, so depressed. Yeah, because I'm a fucking human being and I cannot wait until you're, you know what? No, you're not, because you're not a public figure. And this is the thing, okay? When you have a fucking public platform, people see you go through your shit. And this is why it pisses me off when people like shit on celebrities about this stuff. And they're like, oh, Miley Cyrus, really a mess. She's not any more of a mess than anybody else in the fucking world. It's just because she's a public figure. So it's more amplified. Life is fucking hard and we all eat shit and we all go the fuck through it. It's just when you're public, people see it.
And that's a vibe.
I get so infuriated. Now you going like this the whole time. Because
I was hyping you up. I agree.
know, and I love it. And it's true. Okay. No, and it was funny.
Okay.
But that's the thing. It's just like, you guys, we are human beings that experience an array of things in our lives. So when we show up to do our jobs and we're not feeling our best, we're fucking trying because we know that we have to perform for this shit. But you can't come on here, fucking stop. And believe me, we have canceled episodes because we collectively
one of us is crying or like the other one is like down bad. Like, no, but here's the thing. It's like
showing up.
Okay, I remember one time I think it was the breakup with Tim, and I gained some weight. I was crying a lot, and then coming in, so my face is extra puffy. And someone sent me the meanest fucking message, and they're like, "Harper, you really are taking the pod, and you're not looking good." And I'm like, I am lucky to literally be alive right now.
I'm lucky that I haven't killed myself. Right, like it's like that. I'm lucky that I haven't overdosed.
Having a talk right before this about why we're tanking on YouTube because we keep talking about the worst things, and then we're dropping the S word and we're dropping everything else.
Yeah, but remember that one episode we tried to not swear for 10 minutes?
Like, life is hard, man. Like we have family stuff, we have like our own stuff. Blah, blah, blah.
Honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to record Patreon today because my dad had 3 strokes, and that's
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why she's okay. Yeah. See. And then you guys, I can't. Oh, you guys are really having bad vibes. Yeah, her dad just had 3 fucking strokes. Hey, things are happening in our lives. Shit is fucking. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. It's not okay. But we show up and we do our jobs. So when you fuckheads comment stupid shit that we shouldn't be reading anyway, fuck off.
Fuck you.
It was one comment.
Well,
we
but
have,
I know, but
can
I say
thousands of people
collectively I've seen like negative shit. It's just, but in general,
you're yelling at thousands of people who
are supportive
every single thing we do, and you're flipping out about a handful of people who are like, boring, unsubscribing from Patreon, and because you guys are fucking boring now, and it's like whatever.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
But that one makes me laugh when people say that they're unsubscribing from Patreon. That for some reason does make me laugh.
It's funny.
Like that doesn't piss me off. I think that's funny.
And collectively though, just as a society, this is just what we do. Like this is what people do to other people. They try to be like, nah, you lost your thing. And it's just like, man, we're all just human beings trying to fucking get through it. Anyway.
But can I say one thing?
Yeah.
And you do tell me that this is in my head, but guess what? It's my head and it feels real to me. I feel like, I don't know what's going on, but there's like a steady pattern that's arising that I feel like people are being so fucking mean online. No one is saying anything nice. And you know, some weeks that's okay, but it's starting to turn into, I'm like, should I actually go live on TikTok and off myself? Because I don't understand. I feel like I'm getting so much like nitpicky things, or like people are like DMing me mean shit. And I'm just like, can you just now most of it is from like troll accounts, but I fucking see it. Okay. Because sorry, I'm not that healthy right now. So guess what? I'm taking it in, baby. I'm taking it the fuck in.
Speaking of offing yourself on TikTok Live, I saw a thing on Reddit the other day that was like, my boyfriend committed suicide on FaceTime with me. And I was like, now how do you bounce back from that? And here's the thing. If that was one of us and we were dating somebody that committed suicide on FaceTime, we would come in to do this podcast. We probably wouldn't be in great shape. And then somebody would be like, vibes are bad.
Hey, why are you guys so ugly today?
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you've been crying, stupid. It's like.
But then also we would have like a bit about it. And so then.
Yeah. Hey, every day I talk to my mom and she says some of the meanest shit I can't even imagine. Some things that I can't even imagine saying to my worst enemy. And then we come in here and we're fucking bummed and you go, vibes bad.
Oh my God, you guys. My mom started DMing me my own videos from my page. And then
yeah. Here we go.
She said she was DMing me videos of my own page. And she was like, I mean, the content's going down. I don't really know what you're doing. I don't know what is this what you want to be putting out? Just letting you know, honey, you know you can do anything you want with your life. Anything at all. And I'll support you. It doesn't have to be this. And I was like, so I love that. And then we show up here. And then we get in the fucking stew. I have a cold sore
from stress that I'm trying to cover up right now. And I know somebody's going to be like, what the fuck's wrong with her face?
I can't.
You can't see it at all.
Really? Okay.
Because
I can feel it. It's like crusting and scabbing.
Not even a little bit.
My pillows are covered in blood because it cracks when I sleep.
But that is honestly,
nice.
That's like the female experience. It's just to kind of be covered in blood. May it be metaphorical or literal. Now, let me put you guys on really quick. Not sponsored, but Honk the other day got me a treat. And it's the LA Girl lip oil.
Do you love it?
Honk, I am getting so many fucking compliments on this.
It's good lip oil. Target.
Not sponsored. We fucking should be, but
yeah, it's really good.
Such a cute little sweet treat.
It's really good. Yeah, it's called the LA Girl. It's lip oil. It's from Target. They've got a vanilla flavor and a strawberry flavor.
Okay, not just getting them all.
Yeah.
Okay, period.
It's really good lip oil.
I know. Honk surprised me with it. It was so sweet.
Because you complimented mine. I said, well, let me give my girl something.
I know. It was so cute. Oh, by the way, okay, so Gabby and I have been, as we've been saying, on our spiritual journey. Maybe you guys, maybe it was lacking in the last 2 minutes of that. And,
and at the end of the day, I still have compassion and love for everybody who insults us.
And was it...
Because I know you're just hurting. You're hurting just as much as we are.
Was it 2 minutes or was it 25 minutes? Who can really be the judge? You kind of black out when you get into that K-hole. But... Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay, so we're really on like a spiritual beat right now. We're trying to like undo a lot. We love that. But so part of that, we're trying a lot of things out. We got pendulums. And I just want you to know, at first the other night, I was like, Gabby, I think this really works. I was asking it some questions. It does not work.
Yeah, mine is a fucking bullshit liar. My pendulum, I said, hey, am I going to get work next month? It said, yeah, happening tonight. Guess what? Didn't get work next month. Hey, guess what? Didn't get road jobs next month. That's stressful because that's my money. That's my money. Yeah. Why are your vibes bad? Well, because I don't know how I'm going to fucking pay rent because I didn't get my fucking road jobs next month, motherfucker.
Yeah. And I was supposed to sign a really, not to be tacky, but I was supposed to sign a really cute brand deal. And I asked the pendulum and I was like, am I going to sign this contract tomorrow? And today I woke up with an email that they're going in a different direction.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking work, man.
If this isn't funny, then I don't know what is.
What does work is that we actually did feed. We went down and we volunteered and fed the homeless yesterday. And that was really actually very humbling and amazing. And
I have to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
There was the hottest guy.
In a wheelchair.
He was so fucking hot. And I just want to say.
He was hot.
That's really important.
He was hot. Yeah.
How'd that go? How'd you get linked up into that?
So it's this organization called Feed the Streets. It was started by a guy that I know in AA. And it's, in fucking AA, you just meet everybody. And I've just been like, I'm like, I need to figure out a way to like go be of service and give back and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, oh, well, feed the streets. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, why don't I go fucking feed the fucking homeless? And
yeah, so Kate and I went down there and it was really sweet. And the people that were working with us were really cute and nice and cool.
I'll do it fucking every week. It's a cool way to show up. It's like an hour.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's great.
Feed the streets, baby.
So Lee, are you coming with us?
Yeah.
And I parked. Fake. So we get down. It's down in downtown LA. I park my car. I step out, and there is the fattest pile of human shit next to my car. I mean, it was.
It'd be like that, girl.
A steaming, disgusting pile of human shit.
When you got, it was gargantuan. But here's the thing: when you gotta go, you gotta go, and they had to go.
And they had to go.
But a lot of them were very sweet and had charisma, and it was very sad. There was one kid that was in line, and he had to have been 14. He was so young. That was so fucking sad.
Yeah. He's fucking, it'd be real out there, man. It'd be fucking real.
Well, speaking of real. This topic today, you guys, is rock bottoms. Maybe we kind of experienced ours when we were screaming about online trolls at the beginning.
Yeah,
it's something I'll never get over. And this is the thing, I'll never get over them. I will never get over them. Maybe the deeper I get into my spiritual fucking journey, but.
So it's so funny because rewind a couple months, rewind 6 months, you would come on here and be like, oh my God, I'm getting hate. I'm getting this. And I'd be like, honk, just don't look at it. Don't do it. Now, at the time, I think I had maybe 10,000 or 13,000 followers. So the little hate comments that I get were far and few between. So I was like, just don't look at it. It's simple. And then started getting up there a little bit. And now I kind of see what you're talking about because they come in it's not just one or two. They come in hundreds.
Yeah, it's so bad.
And it's like a tidal wave. You ugly, untalented skank.
Yeah, they love it. And then they all like each other's comments. And then somebody will be like, somebody will comment and say, this bitch sucks. And then it has 48,000 likes on the comment. And you're like,
48,000? And then people commenting underneath and she's ugly too.
Yeah.
I bet her dad never wanted to touch her.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Even her creepiest uncle wouldn't want to touch that beast.
Lee has been again taking over my fucking Instagram account and I don't look at it. I haven't been online. I feel so free. And we looked at my comments because I had a stand-up clip posted
She
recently.
had me pull it up on mine.
So I was like, let me just see the comments. And the first thing, it's somebody's like, I love Gabby, but this isn't original and it's not funny. 400 likes, comments underneath it being like, I agree, girl. And I was just like, I can't, fuck off, man.
And then not the person being not someone being like, oh my God, I saw her live, ... And then everyone starts going on. And I'm like, can you guys go get live? And also, can we get lives? Because the answer is actually no, we can't. But can you guys go get live?
Somebody was like, I've seen her perform a few times. She's so not funny. And then somebody was like, why do you keep going to see her perform then? It's a good question.
I saw that one.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, yeah, you keep showing up to be like, maybe next time she'll be funny.
Okay, so this person.
Here's the thing: you get the most views on that channel. You get not even close. There's not even a close second.
Yeah.
You get the most views on that channel.
Star quality, baby.
Someone messaged me, bro, start an OnlyFans and get naked because your humor is not your strength.
They love that one.
And then he goes on to DM me 7 times. Not in one sitting, just over the course of a few days, 7 times being like, seriously, you better get naked. And I was like, so it's like, you're not funny. You better get those tits out. I hope. Yeah. Let me know if you need help making a link because you're so unfunny. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
They love that. They love that. My friend Brittany, she's doing really well online right now. Her clips go fucking viral and she gets insane comments. People will DM her and be like, kill yourself, you ugly. She's not ugly whatsoever.
No,
she's objectively very attractive. Has more money than anybody that's DMing her. But it's just all of these guys being like, you ugly, unfunny fucking cunt. And it's
God damn, dude.
Who? What happened, man?
Okay, I remember a few years ago, someone was commenting something mean under something Sarah Silverman posted, and she ended up having this whole ass discourse with him. And she was like, "Oh, like, what happened to you today to make you so mad?" She's like, "I'm sorry that you feel the need to express yourself like this, but what's going on?" And then at first he's like, "Fuck you, whore," and then they keep going on. And then finally at the end of it, he was like, "You know what? Actually, I'm sorry." But I'm like, girl, you can't do that for every single one.
You can't because there's too many of them.
But then imagine you hire someone. You hire like an online therapist to like go and talk to every single person.
I mean, it just goes to show how like sick and haunted we all are. The human species is we're just all a bunch of little confused, frustrated people trying to figure it out.
So what's your rock bottom?
My rock bottom.
One of them. I have 3, but I'm gonna pick one.
I mean, I've had a fucking couple. I would say that like rock bottoms can be adjacent with like almost life-changing moments too. Like when I got my second DUI when I was dating this guy, that kind of like snapped me. And one of my rock bottoms was after him and I broke up, and then I had to get sober because I was like, I'm gonna die.
Okay, you're kind of touching on something that I want to magnify really quick. There's totally life-changing moments, like something so either spectacular or surprising or horrific that happens where there is a massive change that happens sort of like right after that. But also, I think rock bottoms can happen to you, and then the change it can be kind of gradual because it needs time to like reverberate.
That's true.
Reverberate?
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
Okay. Period. But anyway,
no, it's true. It's true.
But yeah, so I think because like
a series of, it's like something happens, something comes up, and then it takes time to really start to undo all. I mean, that's what I'm in the process. I kind of actually hit a rock bottom very recently, and that's like, it sent me into like a transformative period of like real deep self-reflection and having to really look at negative thought patterns, at the way that I kind of think and talk about myself. At like, it's so funny. I was talking to my cousin about this recently, about how like our childhood is like such a short period in your life, but it like informs everything about us. You know, it's like if you fucking experience some really weird, deep childhood trauma, it like carries into your adult life until you actually do something about it. And it's crazy that like such a short amount of time in your life informs this.
Well, I think also it's so often like we think of like childhood as one part, and then the book close, and then then your adult life has a new part, but it's all fluid. But okay, so you would say kind of like a hybrid between your second DUI waking you up, and then that breakup that got you sober, and then kind of the thing that happened recently.
Well, it's just been like a series of like having to do self-reflection of like, you get so sick of like repeating the same patterns. It's like things come up where you're like, fuck, I keep doing this. I keep behaving like this. I keep acting like, I keep thinking like this. And it's like kind of an earth-shattering moment that like brings you into like, okay, I need to change my life. I need to really make some big fucking changes. I don't know. I don't know. You go.
I would say, obviously, I think getting a DUI was not a highlight. But that was a massive wake-up call. It was so embarrassing and stupid. And I felt like just disgusted with myself. But I feel like obviously that was really jarring. But I feel like the moment it really like hit me, maybe this isn't the right answer to the question, but I feel like, because for one of the things that you have to do when you get a DUI is you have to go to this program called Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And you have to sit in on this assembly with, hundreds, sometimes like upwards of 1,000 people that have all gotten DUIs. And this mother who lost a child, sometimes two, sometimes her whole family, from a drunk driver, gets up and addresses the room. And that, I have never felt more guilty and low in my entire life than when I was sitting in that assembly and like listening to her shaky voice recount the death of her son from a drunk driver. And like when I got my DUI, I was about to start driving down a one-way street. I didn't get to in time because the police officer like rolled up on me. And in my head, I'm like, well, I was going to turn around. But like, bitch, I was 20 and so stupid. But that's when it really, I think the severity of that decision slapped me in the face in that moment where I was like, oh, I knew it was wrong, obviously, but like, you know, I was like 20 and stupid, like I just said. But then just being in that assembly, that really connected, you know, a lot of dots. But then also, I don't know. I mean, I've done so many stupid things that can be qualified as bottoming out. I mean, hooking up with a guy that catcalled me when I was drunk at 2 a.m. and getting in his car. Like, I'm sorry. What? Yeah. That was a rock bottom. And then I got mad at my friends when they didn't think it was fun. I was like, you guys, this is not funny. And they were like, no, that was so dangerous. Like, what? You need to like look inside yourself and ask yourself why that would like, how could that even happen? And I'm like, okay. And that was a pretty jarring thing. But I did make a lot of changes to my life after that.
Yeah, it's like something happens and then you start to reflect on it. And then all of the things start coming up where you're like, oh.
I'm trying to like have an answer that I guess is, I'm trying to like just give like a different,
it's kind of hard
perspective, but we are going through similar things in a way. So I'm just kind of like, but honestly, I've had a lot of bottoms with arguing with my mom. I love her very much, but we have it's been a rocky journey for a long time. And I feel like a lot of rock bottoms I've had have stemmed from arguments with her. And I feel like a lot of the work I'm doing right now with Al-Anon and then starting that new 12-step, I feel like I'm addressing bottoms of the past, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like my answer was bad, but
no, I get it because I have the same. Wait, what?
A lot of the time, your bottom doesn't lead you to sobriety the next day.
No,
right?
You know, you skip along the bottom for a while. And then you're like, fuck, like I'm in a bad pattern. And what do I have to do to change this?
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of reach the end of your rope.
So honestly, yes, totally.
You skip along the bottom for a long time. That's exactly,
Shortly after that, that instance where I hooked up with the guy that catcalled me when I think I was like 11 drinks in or something so egregious, but, I like some other things had happened because don't worry, like I was just, whatever, but some other things had happened. And then I had decided, I'm like, okay, I can't drink like this anymore. Like I need to like, get right. And then I saw this comic probably like 6 months ago, Keith Johnson, super funny. And he was like, Harper, some comics were talking about you at the store. And like, we noticed that you've really cleaned your act up. And he was like, but I just want to say like on the rate that you were going, like, I don't think you would have a career. I was like, okay, not you guys talking shit about me. But also he's 100% right. Cause I was like still thinking it was cute to be, a party girl. And I'm like, okay, it's newsflash. It's not.
It's also
like
not
getting
really
dangerous.
in fashion right now either.
It's not. Everybody's waking up.
Yeah.
Everybody is embarking on spiritual journeys, which is cool.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. It's like we're all kind of recognizing our own like negative patterns and shit and wanting to change. I will say that a rock bottom that came up for me just now was thinking about how like last year then I was in another relationship and I was like at an emotional bottom that I didn't know how to deal with. And then I started like trying to like cheat on my ex with another person. And I didn't really realize, like I knew it was like bottom behavior, but it was until shit really hit the fan that I was like, this is really bad. And that led me back into AA because I had stopped showing up and I, was like out doing like Molly and mushrooms. And then I started like smoking weed a little bit and taking whatever, man. This was all last year. And all of that was like a gradual bottom. Like, yeah, skipping along the fucking bottom and then everything blows up and you're like, oh, fuck.
Well, yeah, especially if like you've been in the rooms and then you go out and then you skip along for a while, you have a quicker response to the solution. Like that first time in is what I think a lot of people associate with the rock bottom, and it can take years. It took me years. It took me probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
To actually like figure out like how long I had been. Because I went, God, like a decade with a negative bank account balance and constantly overdrawing to buy more and always in debt to everybody. And then that led that was the start. And then there was just years of just downhill behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Gabby and I talk about this all the time, but like it is a miracle and so impressive and special that you got sober.
Oh, thanks. I don't know. I'm not really I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not working a program at all right now, and I should be, but it's like I don't know. I just haven't found anything that feels good there, and I know it's not supposed to feel good, but I'm just really struggling with that. And it's like, but I feel so solid in sobriety that like, it's like, it will kind of come around when I can fit it into my life, but thank you. I know the tenets. I had worked the steps. I need to turn around and be of service. And I just got frustrated.
That's really it. It's just really, it comes down to community and being of service.
Yeah.
It can be a lot, man. AA, I have a lot of resentment right now towards AA because I'm just like, because I go to too many fucking meetings, first of all. I'm just like, it gets tiring. It gets tiring hearing like depressing shit over and over and over again. But what there is like a lot of community and being able to be of service.
AA also isn't about the meetings. Like the meetings are just a catalyst to meet a sponsor and work the steps. And then once you have completed the steps, you attend meetings to meet sponsees. And
have you worked all the steps?
I'm in 10 and 11.
So you're probably ready to sponsor them.
If you're working the steps, you don't need to be beating yourself over the head with meetings. I
it's
feel
really
like,
just a time fill right now. I have so much time on my hands.
Yeah, I feel like that's what sends a lot of people out too, is they go to these meetings and they hear these stories and they're like, and then they start romanticizing again, or they get frustrated with it and they're like, and they just get down and out and it can, I think a lot of people emphasize meetings way too much.
I get that, yeah.
And it's like
I do love community though. There is great community.
There is.
It's so special.
Also, hearing good speakers is
true.
It goes a long way. And sometimes you're on a good one, right? When you go to a meeting that you don't want to go to, and then the speaker completely changes your thought processing.
That's really special.
And so when you really don't want to go to a meeting, that's when you really need to go.
And that's a bar. Now, do you start or do I start?
No.
I have honestly not one clue.
I don't even know.
Are you guys trying to hear about my dad, STDs, and a paper trail?
Yeah, if you have it pulled up, let's roll with it.
Okay.
No, I can't.
It just makes me laugh. I'm sorry.
Because you know what it is.
You guys, it's either I don't wear them and I stutter through the story, or I read it and it sounds better for all of us.
You really don't stutter through the story.
I stutter. What up, Gabby, Harper, and Lee? I'm here to tell you guys about my rock bottom story. I was about 22 at the time, a super senior in college, 5th year.
What?
It was recent.
Damn.
Okay. And
Took me 5.
And that is the least surprising thing I've ever heard.
I was thinking like they had gone. Never mind. I was like, they went to they stayed 5 extra years.
Oh no, just 1 extra year.
Got it. Yeah.
So it seems like we all need to spend an extra year there too.
Yeah.
So a super senior in college, 5th year, and was recently single. I had a long-term boyfriend for about 4 years leading up to this 5th year in college. We had gone to college together, but he had already graduated and I still had my last year left. I was pretty excited about being single and getting one more chance at college hookups. Anyway, I did my thing and went crazy. I fucked so many guys. But here's the thing. Our school was really small. Lee, it was actually in Maine, if that tells you anything.
So everyone was ugly.
Basically, we were all, I don't know if this is, okay. Basically, we were all Eskimo brothers and sisters. He. But there ended up being a huge STD outbreak. Chlamydia and herpes. Yummy.
I wonder what school, because I've done work at a lot of those schools. So.
I'm screaming. Yeah. Yummy. The school health center sent out a mass email urging all students to come test for free at the health center to basically squash this epidemic.
It was all her.
That's what I was thinking.
Y'all, can we get through the damn email?
Come on, it was fun.
Come on, please. I know the story, and I'm well versed with Maine.
Did that give it away?
You wish. Okay, but can I just say one thing? I literally didn't have one single ounce of time yesterday, so I haven't read any of these, so I'm going in blind.
Yeah, old school.
Okay, yeah, it is. It's very much giving old school. I realized to squash this epidemic, I realized with my promiscuous behavior, I should probably partake in that. However, instead, I made an appointment back home for an STD panel with my regular doctor who I'm comfy with. I went home one week and had it done. Pussy swabs, blood tests, you name it. I went back to school, thought nothing of it. Fast forward about a month or so later, I'm home for spring break. I'm driving in the car with my mom and she says to me, "We got a bill in the mail for lab testing from insurance. It was very expensive. What did you have done?" At this point, I was so embarrassed, but also angry because I was told that this was covered through insurance.
Yeah.
Meaning I did not think that my parents would need to pay for this. So I panicked and made up an elaborate lie that I had to get STD tested because my ex, let's call him Lee, came forward to me and admitted he had been cheating on me throughout our entire 4-year relationship. I'm not really sure why I said this. Honestly,
and that's honestly a good excuse.
Sometimes it's the feminine urge to lie is crazy.
What are you going to tell your mom? Lie. Sorry, I was fucking the whole school.
Hey, mom. Yeah, sorry, I was covered in cum my entire semester. No, you obviously make up a lie.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and honestly, good improv skills. It's giving UCB. Came forward to me and admitted he had been cheating on me throughout our entire 4-year relationship. I'm not really sure why I said this because you're hot. I think I did it so my mom would feel more bad for me than mad at me for making them pay for this type with this type of money. My lie worked, or so I thought. A week later, my mom comes to me and asks how I'm handling the whole STD situation. I tell her that my results came back clear, tested positive for chlamydia and herpes, don't worry, and there's nothing to worry about. She then proceeds to tell me that when my father found out that my ex had cheated on me, prompting my need for an STD testing, he went into a rage. My mom said that he took the bill from the insurance company and mailed it to my ex's house. Oh shit, no. You guys.
No. Okay, no.
No, because it gets worse. It gets worse. So don't worry. He mailed the bill for the STDs to her ex's house along with a letter.
No.
My ex was still living at home at the time with his parents. I nearly shit a brick when I heard this. I panicked and came clean to my mom. She drove me to my ex's house and forced me to apologize in person for the mail he was about to receive. So he hadn't even received it yet. Oh, God.
This is a nightmare.
This is actually worth unaliving. Okay. Mail that he was about to receive. It was easily the worst thing I had ever gone through.
It's really bad.
This is worse than any story I've ever heard or experienced.
Oh my God.
This is horrific.
I would have killed myself.
I would have strangled myself. I would have grabbed the steering wheel and forced the mom to kill us both.
Yeah, that's really bad, dude.
I'm not even kidding.
I would also be fucking furious. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I get it, but like, come on, man. Come on, Dad.
My heart
stay out of it.
Fucking racing right now. That is crazy. Okay. She drove me to my ex's house and forced me to apologize in person for that mail he was about to receive. It was easily the worst thing I've ever gone through. He was confused mostly because he hadn't gotten the letter and the invoice yet. I told my mom, couldn't we have just taken it from the mailbox? But I guess that's a crime or something. Anyway, it was rock bottom for me because I was a reckless hoe, not owning up to a mistake and being a straight up scumbag scammer. I paid my parents back eventually. I love you guys so, so, so much. Thank you for making me cackle every single day.
Yo.
We love you too. And girl, You're strong as hell.
That's
you have a cool name too.
That's a damn story.
That
Oof.
Legit. I feel like my body is on fire right now.
I guess
that was.
Yeah. Ew.
Imagine that. Imagine having to go to your ex.
No.
And tell him that whole story.
And not only that, but this bitch had fucking chlamydia and herpes. So she's walking in there with a fucking fire pussy and having to deal with all of this.
Yeah, dude. And the dad took it into his own hands to like be like, I know what I'm gonna do.
You ruined my daughter's perfect snatch. How could you?
That's my snatch.
Only Papa's allowed in there. And you ruined my beautiful baby girl.
Come on. That is a haunted
This is why
story.
this is the real takeaway. This is why dads need to stay out of their daughters' pussies.
This is why dads all need to go to jail. As soon
Period.
Yeah, no, dads be sent. All dads should be sent to a fucking island.
And I don't think that's egregious to say.
I don't think it is.
See ya.
All right. Fucked a Gimp Uber driver.
What kind of Gimp?
You'll find out.
Not me getting wet.
One time during a pretty dark and desperate time in my life, I was out with friends and called an Uber home. It was probably around 1 a.m. when bars were starting to shut down and I was pretty sloshed. I saw my Uber driver's photo and he looked pretty cute. So when I got in, I knew I was going to start up the flirting. Halfway through the ride, he was like, hey, why don't you come sit up front? So I did. And we ended up pulling over and fucking in the back seat. As if that wasn't, you thought yours was bad. As if that wasn't bad enough, he dropped me off at my house and I said he should come back when he was done driving.
Oh my God.
A few hours later, girl. A few hours later, he comes knocking on my door.
Okay. If he wanted to, he would.
I had fallen asleep and didn't pick up my phone. I was a little more sobered up at this point. He got into my bed and that's when I noticed he had a Gimp hand.
Wait. Okay. The Gimp is the least of the troubles. What do you mean? She fell asleep and didn't answer the phone, and she woke up with him in her. So this guy,
broke in.
Yeah,
broke in her house.
He said that I'm not being stopped.
Not getting 5 stars.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
That's 2-star behavior.
It is 2-star behavior.
No tip.
He had a Gimp hand. What does it even literally mean? Like a little small hand?
You know, okay, we're not going to do it because I know we're not doing this.
With the baby fingers?
Yeah, it's just like when it's like smaller or like crunched. No, don't look at Lee.
Is Gimp politically incorrect?
It doesn't sound
It doesn't.
right.
It doesn't. Not Gimp.
Okay, Lee.
This is so offensive. Wait,
Lee, don't say. Can you use proper terminology?
Is Gimp offensive?
Isn't Gimp? Okay, wait. Let's not. Never mind. Isn't it just like a deformed hand?
Yeah, I feel like calling somebody a Gimp is like really offensive.
What is it, Lee? I can't see that.
Is it rude to call someone a Gimp?
The noun Gimp is sometimes used to describe a limp or another physical disability, although it's outdated and offensive word to use.
Okay, so that answers that.
So,
okay, so he got in my bed. That's when I noticed he had
you guys.
Gimp hand.
No.
It was literally take my strong hand from Scary Movie.
Lee?
I must not have noticed when he was driving because
or fucking.
Yeah, well, because he was also wasted. I must not have noticed when he was driving because it was his left and he was driving with his right.
Okay.
So I had no idea what to do. Oh, girl, what do you mean you had no idea what to do?
Keep in mind, this man has already,
you have no idea.
This guy broke in.
No, but I also can't, with her saying I had no idea what to do, as if this was like somebody like breaking in to fucking kill her or something. It's just, it would have all been fine if he didn't have a Gimp hand. You know, it's like, then she sees the hand and she goes, oh no, God, what do I do? What do I do? It's like, I had nothing.
The real crime is she's an ableist.
Yeah, that's the real crime. So I had no idea what to do, but I definitely didn't want to fuck again at that point.
Jesus, you already had it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Well, you made it sound like there's something wrong with that.
Girl, you're getting us canceled for your shit.
No, she goes, I didn't know what to do at that point. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
You just spent this whole story explaining why there was something wrong with it.
But she did already fuck him.
Yeah. I am an equal opportunity, but I hadn't noticed before.
Yeah, girl.
So you're not an equal opportunist.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like
number one, and here's the thing. We all have our fucked up quirks. Like, that's fine. But here's the thing. Your fucked up quirk is that you're ableist. So...
No, because it's so funny.
Now, what if it was the other way and she was really turned on by it?
Well, then it's all right.
Well, Gabby and I watched this movie. I think it's called, however you say, butthole in Spanish.
Yeah.
No, it's skin.
You wish.
It's skin in Spanish.
Called butthole.
No, it's not.
Butthole.
No, oh, you know why I'm thinking that? Because the poster has a girl with a butthole on it. That's why I'm thinking about it.
Butthole in Spanish.
Yeah, it's all about people that have fetishes.
It's like I need to get back on Duolingo. But anyways, everyone has a certain...
We haven't talked about this in a while.
I know, we had to bring it back. But yeah, just in case like you don't remember that episode or you're uncultured, everyone has a pretty severe... extreme deformity, and they all end up like falling in love. Like it's like they're all linked together somehow. It's
if
on
anybody's
Netflix.
on a first date and they want to impress a date, play PLAs.
Yeah.
Okay, so not that there's anything wrong with that. I am equal opportunity. Literally, no, you're not. But I hadn't noticed before, and it was really starting to, and I was really starting to feel the drunken regret setting in.
Girl. But here's the but this is where we have to get down into the semantics. The drunken regret of fucking an Uber driver, or the drunken regret of hooking up with someone with a hand that doesn't look the same as the other hand.
It's the second part.
And it is the second part.
It's the second part, and we all know it.
As someone who has hooked up with 2 Uber drivers, they're fun. They got charisma.
Now, what if they had
Then I would have gotten their number and requested them all the time.
You're so fake, because I know that's not what you actually want to say.
Sorry that I'm a better person than you, ableist.
Now, I don't know how to get him out of my house. So I had to pull the, I'm feeling sick, can I call you tomorrow card? He eventually left, but he kept calling and texting me the next day. I made excuses, but he was not letting up. I tried to ghost him because I felt super bad, but I didn't want to tell him why I had the ick. Because it's sad and it's not his fault.
Girl, don't say you're an equal opportunist when you are literally writing us a soliloquy about how
the most offensive,
and disgusted you are by just a simple left. It's a left hand. If he's not, it doesn't even sound like he needs his left hand. Really, it's fine.
She would. The thing
and it was fine the first time when you fucked him.
He would have preferred if he didn't have a hand.
I bet that little hand could find the clit, and I bet like he could like do some work.
Just a loose hand.
So I don't think we need to do that with the Hanley. So I don't out of all the thing that's no, we don't need to shake it. No.
Yeah.
Let's put the hand down.
I will say this is the worst part of the story.
Oh no.
He then resorted to sending me poetry.
Now see, that's fucked up. Not the break-in, not the lefty, but the poetry is death penalty.
I remember that. Okay, that reminded me of a rock bottom that I had. I was wasted this was years ago. I was on a trip with like some people from my theater school, and I was hooking up with this guy, and he locked me in the bathroom.
Gabby.
To read me poetry. And I was like, I would have been happier if you would just
me. Yeah.
Because you locking me in here to read me your poetry. My old roommate and I, he had a blog that was poetry, and my old roommate and I would go on it.
Was this the guy that we were prank calling?
No.
Okay.
No, I forget this guy's name. I think his name was Chris.
Yeah.
But my old roommate and I, James, we would go on his blog and we would read each other his poetry, and we would just scream, cry, laugh reading this man's poetry. Anyway.
Fuck, that's so
that was
ugly.
A rock bottom. It was really ugly. That was really ugly. I'm pretty sure I blocked him after that. Poor guy. Girl,
you need to go volunteer at like a center or something and like give back, because that
I know. Moral of the story, don't let an Uber driver fuck you in the back seat, especially in the dark.
Hey.
Back to her ableist bullshit.
I know. Hey, the moral of the story is
you kept making it
your
worse.
fucking door.
You kept trying to be like, no, it's okay. You know, he can't help it, but don't fuck in the dark. Jesus Christ.
You sound like an old school racist.
She does.
Sound like.
Yeah.
You're like, I think it's great, but just don't sit near me. Use a different water fountain. I think it's great. You don't think it's great.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. You bitch.
That'll be good for you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Don't. Okay. Do we want shitting myself in the car or Tito motherfucking vodka? Spilled my iced coffee during chemo?
Let's just go with shitting myself in the car.
Okay. Hey, honks. So I'm a friend of Bill's, grateful for 5 years sober. Congratulations. When I first got sober, this doesn't make sense. When I first got sober, I basically addiction switched and developed an eating disorder, which I have found to be pretty common. My ED manifested in restriction and bulimia. At 1 year sober from alcohol and narcs, I was trying to knock the bulimia. My addict brain thought laxatives would be the better route. I know it doesn't really make sense, but it was pure addict logic, trying to control my ED, just like some people have tried to control their drinking. The night before my niece's high school graduation, I took a laxative. I had been taking them regularly, so I thought my tolerance was built up. My body didn't respond. The next day, I thought I would pop another. Why? It was like getting a fix. I don't know why I didn't anticipate the consequences, but I didn't. I was dressed in a cute dress. I am still mourning its loss. On the way to the graduation in traffic, and that's when I felt the rumbly in my tummy. I knew I had fucked up. I did everything I could to turn around. I knew I needed to prepare for the worst. Luckily, there was a Blues jersey in my back seat. I put it under me, and in that moment, my body released. I wanted to cry, but was too dehydrated. I rolled down the windows. Again, there was traffic. I know the cars next to me could smell something. It truly was horrific. I made it back home. Getting out of the car was challenging and involved a very humbling walk of shame with a shit-covered dress and jersey. I was able to clean up and still make it to the graduation, though. That was the bottom I needed to seek help for my ED. Keep doing what you're doing, honks. Your podcast saves my life on the daily. Okay, literally love you so much. Thank God you're not ableist, and I'm sorry that you shit your pants.
Not even covered in shit.
And not you popping another one. Like, woke up, didn't feel the need. It's like, girl, your body was just asleep for the last few hours. Give yourself a chance to wake it up. But I know that's just addict brain. But
do you poop every day?
Yeah, multiple times a day.
Me too.
How many?
Probably two times a day.
Yeah, I'd say 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
I do not. And
that makes sense.
And I went back home for a wedding about a year or so ago. And
Lee, what did you do?
You can tell when people don't shit. You look like somebody who doesn't shit.
Can I say something?
A comedian friend of ours also doesn't shit. And she looks like her skin's kind of gray. And you're like,
oh my God, stop, because I know who you're talking about.
Initials
oh my God.
LG.
Stop.
That didn't either. And same kind of like there's like kind of like a light that like kind of is like drained when you don't shit.
It's almost every day. It's close.
No, but
like
it's not, because you don't have the glow. You don't have the healthy shit glow.
Yeah, you don't have the
because you see how Gabby and I's skin just is like so glowy? It's because we're just getting those toxins out.
It's true.
Sure, whatever you have to say. So I went home for a wedding, and I was feeling a little bloated, and so I took a laxative in the nighttime. Nothing happened, and I took another one in the morning, and that same thing happened. I was on the way to the wedding, and it started rumbling real bad, and I had to pull over, and in my full suit, I almost shit my suit. In my full suit, had to run into a trashy Dunkin' Donuts in a shit in like a terrible neighborhood, and that bathroom was exclusively used to shoot dope.
Oh,
like there was no other function for that bathroom, and I removed my suit fully, hung it up, and had to evacuate.
I removed my suit fully.
So I'm sitting in this junked out restroom because I didn't want to get my suit dirty, covered in piss and blood. And I'm sitting in there naked.
Why blood?
Because it was a junkie restroom.
Oh, I thought you meant like your own blood.
No. There was shit and blood everywhere.
Stop.
Yeah.
Do you think it's good for us to be intaking these stories at the rate that we do?
No, I don't.
Think about like a normal person. Like the average human being is hearing one of these horrific or experiencing one of these horrific stories maybe once a year.
Yeah. No, we get to listen to 12 of these every week.
Every single week. And Lee, somehow you always come in and just deliver something.
Yeah.
With
what we should do is
nightmarish visual.
We should stop taking listeners' stories and just have Lee tell stories.
Well,
because Lee has enough stories.
Right?
That literally is Patreon.
Yeah, it is.
We go unheard stories, and Lee goes, "Well, one time." I'm like, oh, okay.
But yeah, no, that was aggressive. Sitting in that bathroom naked.
I would say that is
Not
aggressive.
Naked.
Yeah.
I'll say that my rock bottom is this podcast.
Yeah, I would say coming in here.
Yeah,
I would say posting the clips every week is my rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
My rock bottom is, or one of the good ones was having to leave work because my dick hurt so bad from jerking off for 8 hours the night before.
Again. Here we go again.
Have you guys ever been
doing blow out of the ounce bag and jerking my dick off for 8 hours, and I had to leave work the next day?
Every single man needs to be shot. Every man needs to be executed, violently executed
publicly.
Oh yeah,
publicly.
Well,
remember in The Handmaid's Tale when she kills Waterford?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. And then hangs him. He's just like hanging there. Yeah,
that's what every man deserves.
Well, so I would get
and then it keeps going.
So, yeah.
It keeps going.
Yeah, no, he goes, well, so like we were like, wait, so what else happened? Wait, Lee, and he goes,
you know
well,
what this
so no, yeah, let me finish. I got to tell you guys this.
Wait, I'll tell you.
We hardly acknowledge that story.
I actively looked away to signify
he goes, no,
that I'm
wait.
done.
Yeah.
And he goes, and then another thing. And did I mention my dick had sores on it?
Well, so that's not even the worst part.
And it just keeps going. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the next day I was throwing up blood and I'm using that for lube, right? And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. I will say, I did get a new vibrator the other day and I have blown my clit off in the last couple of days.
Is it one of those like sucking ones?
No, it's not. Those are stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. I have blown out my clit.
Yeah, because you haven't masturbated in a long time.
I have had no sex drive. And the other day I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking masturbate.
Well, you're back on the Lexapro train.
I am back on Lexapro.
Yeah.
So are you feeling the effects?
No, I don't know. I maybe. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of self-work. So I think it's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you said, all right, I'm ready to come again.
So you know what? I couldn't find any of my old vibrators. I'm sick of. I'm not gonna do things the old-fashioned way. I have no sex drive. Let me just fucking blow my clit off for a couple days.
Okay, I have a question.
Good for you.
Did you watch porn?
I don't want to watch porn anymore. I won't watch porn anymore.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I watched porn a couple of weeks ago, and it was just like it made me really depressed. And I was like, I don't want to watch porn anymore. It's just not good for my brain. I can't, dude. I just can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That's a boundary.
Honestly, I honestly probably shouldn't have even bought a vibrator.
Oh.
Did
you throw the other one out?
No, I just can't find the chargers. But I can't. I'm just like, I also kind of just want to not. I just kind of don't even want to be masturbating because I just kind of don't care. It becomes very distracting for me.
Well, good news. You blended your clit out, so.
Yeah.
And now you fucked it up like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Well, because it's like, because I've been meditating so much, and then I think it's like I get restless. So I'm like, no, instead of meditating, let me just like masturbate 10 times in a row. And I'm like, no.
Not 10 times in a row.
No, let me fucking...
See? It happened.
It does happen, but I would rather be...
On a train.
Wait, the last line of the story, this is not what we're talking about at all, but anywho, Lee, I love your stories when you decide to chime in. Gabby and Harper, I love your da-da-da-da, but not I love your stories when you decide to chime in.
Maybe your mind will change after hearing that one.
Sleep well.
Wait, not sleep well. And not the peace sign. You guys, for that, those of y'all that are just listening, Lee just said sleep well with the biggest fucking smile I've ever seen him have in his life. He's throwing his head back, cackling in his own delight right now. And he held up a peace sign. Don't give me the peace sign. Stop. That's worse than when you tried to finger me.
God.
Do y'all understand the work environment that we have?
No, do you want to hear this one?
Yeah.
Crippled, divorced, and orphaned at age 24. Here we go. I didn't proofread this, so we're all in this roller coaster together. So at age 21, I was injured while working on a construction site that the work comp doctors misdiagnosed. After a couple surgeries and 2 years later, I was diagnosed with CRPS, complex regional pain syndrome, a condition that causes a part of your body to get super inflamed and turns different colors, while also causing a pain as I can only describe as a blade set ablaze, stabbed directly into my foot where I was injured. Jesus. They say because I ignored the pain for so long, it caused this condition. Basically, the body is overreacting because of how much pain I had ignored. Dude, and the body keeps score.
Period. Which
I was told to do by the work comp doctor. There is no cure for CRPS. I just have to hope it goes away at some point in life. Okay, we'll start listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza because it'll change our life. I wasn't the most... Okay, Dr... Never mind.
Okay, just go.
I'm going to give a disclaimer at the end of this episode on what you guys need to do for yourselves. Because now I know. I wasn't the most fit when I was injured, but I worked concrete, which is a body taxing job. And at age 21, being the youngest on the team and one of the strongest, becoming unable to walk messed with me mentally and made me question my worth in life. I also had a bad childhood, so suicide has always been a thought. However, coupled with constant pain that would cause me to just lay in bed crying most of the time, made my mental health go completely down the drain. Jesus fuck, dude. I'm so sorry.
No.
I went from... Oh, wait. Constant pain that would complete down. At the time, I was in a 7-year relationship with my high school sweetheart, so I suppressed a lot of feelings in not great ways. I went from my usual 235, 245 pounds to 275 in a couple of months, which didn't help my mental issues. My light at the end of the tunnel was my girlfriend, who had taken a work-from-home job so she could help me get around and manage my pain. So I decided to do the thing I've always promised her. I bought her a ring. Now, I had no way of doing anything fancy and asking her, so one morning I made sure to wake up extra early and hobble my way to the living room and grabbed my cane and threw it across the room. After I was able... Threw it across the room.
The
Your cane? Or the ring?
Oh.
I don't know. Threw it across the room after I was able to lower myself to the ground, and I screamed, that I had fallen to wake her up. Not you giving her a scare to propose to her. She immediately jumped up and ran to my aid, and upon helping me back up, I got on my knee and proposed. She said yes. We lived happily ever after. ... Not.
Oh.
Okay, it's giving Borat. I thought the engagement would help my mental health.
So silly.
But that's like placing a Band-Aid on a wound that needs serious surgery. I began to not eat and only drink soda and lost 50 pounds in a month, going from 275 to 225. Okay, it's giving Ozempic. At this point, my mental health had been at its lowest it's ever been, and all I cared about was video games and art since it was something I was still able to do.
Period.
This led to the end of my 7-year relationship, first starting with the I need a break talk from her. Now, I don't blame her. Who else would be able to watch their partner start to deteriorate?
Excuse me.
Bless honk. Start to deteriorate in front of their eyes. But the ending of the relationship was sped up by my daddy issues and me telling her to just break up with me while I was on my way to a mental hospital because I had attempted to end things twice in the 24 hours she had not been at the house and was only stopped when my mom found me trying both times.
Ooh.
Jesus. I don't blame my ex for leaving. It was a lot to deal with, and she was right. She was right. I did need more help than lying to my two work comp therapists. Appointed me. I was raised by a single mother who was a raging alcoholic. And my ex never understood why even after my mother became sober, did I still not want anything to do with her for the most part. Because I'll tell you what. When they don't get it, they don't fucking get it.
No, and then they just don't get it.
And they don't fucking get it.
And that's on have her come sit on an ACA meeting and then maybe she'll get it.
And that's on you go to a meeting of adult child of alcoholics and dysfunctional families. You think AA is where the work is done? Talk about depressing. Figure out where all the fucking shit comes from, baby.
Amen.
ACA is an insane program for anybody who has an alcoholic dysfunctional parent.
Nightmarish, but effective.
God damn, dude. She couldn't understand that I was used to being lied to about being sober and I could never let my guard down when around my mom. Well, I'm glad I had an unofficial divorce by age 23 because it allowed my mother to come in and take care of me, and we built our relationship back up over the next couple of months. God works in mysterious ways, I'll tell you that. However, 6 months after being left and myself having a couple more attempts that my friends luckily saved me from, I received a phone call that my mom hadn't shown up for work and if everything was okay. I was annoyed because my whole childhood she would not show up to work because of drinking, and I assumed that's what happened again. After a couple of hours and my overreacting aunt constantly calling me, I called my mom's boyfriend and asked if he can go to her house to get her up. To talk to my aunt. Sadly, the next phone call I received from my uncle was a phone call I'll never forget. He informed me that she had taken her life. I couldn't fathom the one person that always said she was going to be there for me because I didn't have a dad was gone, and the soul-crushing weight of the world came crashing down on me. Don't worry, we've got another paragraph.
Okay, read. Don't just let us linger there.
Sorry, it's just, that's a lot to take in.
I know.
With all of my life spinning out of control, I did what I was taught and started drinking heavily. It wasn't a question if I was going to black out because I only drank to black out. This caused a lot of problems, and I soon lost my job and was constantly fighting with friends and family as they watched me spin out of control. The night I realized I hit rock bottom was when I woke up from a blackout and my best friend was livid with me because of my actions the night before. He told me I was trying to get in a fight with literally anyone and got in the face of a woman who was in a wheelchair who told me who was in a wheelchair who told me to calm down and threatened her.
Okay, you need to link up with the Uber girl.
He then said I proceeded to pee on cars and smash windows.
Oh.
He said he loved me and he knew I was going through it, but he won't go to jail for me, and that the next time I start to get anything like that again, he's just leaving. In that moment, I heard my mother's voice tell me I didn't raise a vandal. That's such a mom thing to say. I took some time to reflect on my embarrassment, and I slowly started to not drink as much. I was never arrested or charged for the things I did, which maybe I should have to really drive home that I fucked up, because I still continue to drink, just not to that degree. To that degree. Mind you, I was losing my mind while walking with a cane, so it's not like I was very fast. I was more embarrassed of threatening a woman more than the windows. I know from growing up in a broken home how scary it is when a grown man screams in your face, and I vowed to never threaten a woman when I was very young. So to find out I had, and while drunk, made me the closest to my dad I had ever been. It's been over a year and I'm 25 now and about to hit a month sober from alcohol. Thank God.
Yay,
good for you.
Congratulations. It's huge.
Literally keep going. Your life will transform. The big reason I got sober was from listening to y'all's podcast.
Wow.
That's fucking sick, dude.
That's huge.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Your life will only get better. Gabby reminds me of my mom a ton. Well... He just spent this whole email describing how his mom was just like an absent alcoholic. And then she killed herself.
And you want to know what? I see Gabby. Or I see my mom and Gabby. Oh. Now that was illuminating.
And I like to think back to my childhood and imagine that my mom got sober at your age, how similar you two would be.
Oh, way to close strong.
I feel like that's a compliment. I can't really tell. I can't tell. Harper reminds me of myself with my quick tongue and the feelings of being a child of an alcoholic. And well, P, you remind me of me. Didn't you just say Harper reminds you of you? Because I look kind of like you, but with long hair and your gentle soul.
Oh.
Gentle soul. After he just told us that he masturbated so much that his dick was bleeding.
But that is a cry for help.
Anyway.
It hurt.
Lee,
okay.
I'm trying to be nice and you make it really hard.
Anyway, thank you for reading this if you do. Sorry for it being a long one. But all those events led to my rock bottom. I love the podcast, and you make me feel less alone in this fucked up world. And we'd love to hear that. And like Lee said, rock bottom is like walking along.
Skipping along the bottom.
Skipping along the bottom for a while.
That was a really beautiful email. We have so many stories too.
Also, dude, you're 25. That's so young. Like, you have so much ahead of you, and you get sober now. Fuck, you're going to be a completely different person in 5 years. Your life is going to look so fucking different. And
they're
so
25?
Miraculous.
I missed that.
25.
Wow, you're so young. No, that's so beautiful. I was talking to my sponsor. I mean, I'm not in AA, but I was talking to my Al-Anon sponsor, and I was just like, when I see people come in their early 20s, I think that is so fucking cool. I think it's so cool that people are able to do that. And especially, I mean, you must see it in the rooms too. Like when you see a young person coming in, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing about AA is that like there's so many young people. Everybody in AA is young. And then I go like, you hear people going to meetings in other places and they're like, everybody was 75 years old.
The Al-Anon meetings that I went to in New York, I was always the youngest person in the
room.
I was like, what?
Yeah. In Maine, there wasn't a lot of young people, but there was a lot of people like my age that got sober very young. Like that I had a friend that like got sober at like 19. That always blows my mind. It took me a long time.
Me too. And I'm like, how do you even know you're a fucking addict when you're 19?
I wanted to be an addict at 19. You know,
literally
same. Literally don't.
I still want to be.
Okay. That was such a beautiful email, though.
Yeah, it was.
I can't even fucking imagine
getting that. Not my mom committed suicide. Gabby, you remind me of her.
But also, yeah, that was so haunted, so fucking funny.
Strong.
Stay in that spiritual work, and that's all I know.
Yeah,
and that's really funny that they said that I remind them of their childhood self with the snake tongue, because honestly, I sometimes get insecure about how I fly off the handle, or not necessarily fly off the handle, but like how like my mouth is like that. But so many people in Al-Anon, and even some people I was talking to that go to ACA that I know in New York, they were like, oh yeah, we all have that, because like you had to like develop it growing up. And it's so fucking wild. We're all just doing our best out here, you guys.
We can do one more.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm sorry, I'm doing two, because I have one short one and then...
We have so many stories.
Amazing. I know, so many. Well, I already had started reading this, so okay. Tito's motherfucking vodka. Greetings, Gabby, Harper, and Lee. I hope... You guys, I need my glasses. I hope this is read on the podcast. Well, it is. I've been listening since the very beginning. I'm currently a functioning alcoholic, so my current rock bottom may be temporary. However, it's bad, and to this day, it still bothers me. After drinking a 16-ounce water bottle full of Tito's, I'm that level of alcoholic, throughout an evening and into the morning on an empty stomach, I proceeded to destroy a friend's shower curtain because my drunk ass fell into her bathtub, and I crashed a car that wasn't mine because I blacked out behind the wheel. I felt fine to drive, but next thing I knew, I was driving and everything went dark. I basically slammed into a fence, narrowly avoided a power pole, and fucked the windshield up somehow. I'm still not sure how all the damage was done, other than me being a complete irresponsible drunk idiot. I still feel awful that this was years ago, but I haven't stopped drinking, and I'm kind of drunk as I type this. And that's on progress.
And that's on functioning alcoholic.
On progress, but no progress. Anyway, Lee, love your stories when you decide to chime in. No. Gabby and Harper, I love your art and comedy. Good vibes to you all. Good vibes to you, and stay safe out there, because that is deeply horrifying. Spilled my iced coffee during chemo.
Okay.
Hi, breast cancer survivor here in remission for 1 year. Congratulations. Anyway, as soon as I saw your post on IG, I thought about being at a very low point last year during cancer treatment for obvious reasons, but I was holding strong and trying to be cool, but I was in a lot of pain from chemo/radiation. And during each chemo infusion, I did 13 total. I always looked forward to a Starbucks sweet drink. Of course, Cedars-Sinai has a Starbucks. Anyway, I thought okay, don't act like you're a regular. Anyway, I thought I was cool, but clearly you were in it when you were born, and that was it. Anyway, I thought
my tonsillectomy, and when I had really good health insurance, I would go there.
It's giving a long time ago, long time ago. And you didn't get Starbucks, so don't know why you chimed in. Anyway, I thought it was cool, but clearly was holding on by a thread because I knocked over my iced coffee and spilled everywhere, all over the hospital room. It was a venti. Okay, so you have money all over me. I lost
Definitely
it.
have money.
Even though I was having a full mental breakdown in the middle of a cancer center, I still had to get the chemo hooked up to me. I was in active treatment for 18 months, and that was honestly one of my lowest points, all because I spilled my Americano. Anyways, I'm 37 now and cancer-free, so I can talk about this, but it was gnarly. If you're reading this, thank you. Now, here's the thing. I just like to end with that because we got...
Your rock bottom was spilling your venti iced coffee from Cedars.
Here's the thing. We got a mom committing suicide. We got Lee scraping the skin off of his dick to get 1 ounce of cum to dribble out of that sad hog. We got people.
It's a great description.
We got people.
That was really good.
I was kind of numb, so I don't know exactly why I said that, but
on point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at what this is. That coming out of my mouth was my real rock bottom.
Not dribbling spilling out of that sad hog.
That sad skinless hog. Spilling 16 ounces of a little sweet drink. And that just goes to show.
Do you want to know what you probably got the cancer from? Drinking fucking Starbucks. Dude, because they have cancer warnings on the front of all of their establishments saying, hey, drinking these drinks might cause cancer.
Because almost every single thing in there is synthetic and not legal in other countries.
Yeah.
And honestly, living in America is all of our rock bottoms.
Okay, you could say that the fuck again. It is. Living in America, waking up every day in America is a rock bottom.
Yeah. And I love that.
We could live in the Middle East and be women who have to wear hijabs and not be able to drive. Guess what?
And there's still women in, I believe it's Iraq right now, that are actively defying their government by not wearing their hijabs right after the ruling. And they are brave. And guess what? We're brave to drink Starbucks. Yeah. And to look at the mean little comments online. Okay. We're so strong. Lee, I see it. You don't need to motion to me like a cat. Okay.
I was motioning to Gabby.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. And that's on me being defensive. Get into it. Join us on Patreon, you guys. You love it. You hate it.
If you want to hear more of Lee's stories.
If you want to hear more stories involving Lee's skinless hog, join us on Patreon. Because, honey, he'd be spilling. And we record an extra hour. We love to see it. Follow us on Instagram, which is teatime42069. We post the prompts there so you guys can submit your stories on there every week. We post the prompts earlier on Patreon. So if you guys want to be hot, get on that. And if you like this show, or more realistically, if you hate this show, tell someone, talk some shit, spill some tea. The email address to submit your stories is teatimestories42069@gmail.com.
And if you guys are on a spiritual journey, I highly recommend that you listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza and start meditating, because it's changing my life and it'll change your life too. Okay? Bye.
Bye.